Hey there, if you're getting this video, it's because you indicated in School Links you have some interest, you're planning to go to a four-year college or university. I know we spend a lot of time encouraging you all to think about, know you can go to college, and you guys have considered that. We probably have not spent as much time talking about what does it actually take to get into a university, especially a four-year university. So we're going to talk about one of those things they consider the most important thing, that is GPA, your grade point average. Quick refresher. It's a 4-point scale, 4 being an A, 3 being a B, 2 being a C, 1 being a D, and a 0 being an F, and all the ranges in between. As you can imagine, many four-year colleges and universities, you have anything with, well, 1 attached or lower, probably not going to be considered. Even 2 is going to be rough to get in most four-year colleges and universities. So what kind of GPA do you need to have to get into college? Well, it depends on the colleges you're looking at. Behind me here, we just did a quick representation of a spattering of schools, most of them in Washington. Of what their average freshman GPA is. This is the average. It doesn't mean everyone has this grade point average or above. It is their average. So for example, at University of Whitworth, their average freshman had a 3.6 GPA. That means probably quite a few students had less than a 3.6, and then quite a few had better than a 3.6. But that was the average GPA. So that gives you a good sense of where should your grade point average be in relation to that. If it's way below that, you probably have some work to do. If it's way above that, you're probably like, I'm feeling pretty good about my grades. So here towards on the first rung, we have Eastern with a 3.2 GPA and WSU with a 3.3 GPA. These are both local colleges and universities, and some people, oh, they're easy to get into, but realize 3.2 and a 3.3 is above a B average. So you're still talking some pretty high achieving students. The next two schools here, University of Whitworth, Gonzaga, local private schools, their freshmen average GPAs are 3.6 and 3.67. After them is University of Washington with a 3.7. That surprises people. Some people think all private schools are hard to get into. That is not the case. Whitworth and Gonzaga are pretty hard to get into, but there's other private schools that have lower GPAs and requirements than them. But top public schools are very hard to get into. As you can see, UW 3.7. In fact, UCLA, you have to have like a 3.9, and they have like a 7% acceptance rate, and that's a public school. So just because you're looking at public schools doesn't mean they're easy to get into. And then the last school we have demonstrated here, we're going to give you an example of some of those highly kind of competitive schools to get into. That is University of Stanford with a 3.9. So you're basically talking your 4.0 all A's. Even with UW, you're talking mostly A's. Gonzaga and Whitworth, you're talking mostly A's and B pluses. And then down to UW and EDA, you're talking mostly B's and probably some A's in there. So that gives you a general of what four-year colleges are looking for. Every college will have what their average freshman GPA was. If you're interested, you can go look that up. Another reason to think about your GPA is sometimes if you have a high enough GPA, the school, you will automatically get admitted. So applying to colleges can be stressful. You know, you apply and then you're waiting around for weeks or a month going, I haven't heard anything, it's anxiety producing. Well, you can eliminate some of that if you have a certain GPA at some schools. So in this example, here's 4 schools that say if you have this GPA or higher, you're automatically in. So Washington State's a 3.6, Eastern's a 3.0, Central's a 3.0, and University of Oregon is a 3.6. So if you have that GPA or higher and you're applying to those schools, you still have to apply, you'll get auto-admitted. They won't even look at anything else. And I've been in an Eastern event where students applied, press submit, the admissions counselor goes to their computer, presses admit, and hands the admission right there. It's pretty cool. No anxiety in waiting. You know you're in. So that's another reason to work on your GPA. Another one is scholarships. While there's a lot of need-based money for people who don't have the money, the next most important thing is merit-based. Most of them base it off of GPAs. So the higher GPA you can get, the better your chances of getting to a four-year school are, and the better your chances of increasing your GPA are. If you have questions about that or you want to dive into the more nuances of that, please come see us. You can always go see your high school counselor. Look forward to more of these videos and information about what it takes to get into a four-year college. Take care and have a good summer.